This story has had a lot of plot twists since it first broke, but meet Corey Harris. He went viral the other week for showing up to court in regards to a suspended license like this on Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
So yes, he's driving. Why did he join? Why didn't he just wait to join?
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
Why didn't you just join right there?
What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up to possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
He was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
Oh.
That is what the charges, Your Honor.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
The silence is so loud here. What?
Hello?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
Why did you do that to yourself, man? Why?
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
Court calls case, People versus Maya Isom.
I mean, they couldn't have made that funnier if they hired actors to do exactly that. Like, that's Kino. That was amazing. At least when it comes into comedy. It sucks that he put himself in this situation. After that, I wouldn't even be surprised if he drove himself to turn himself in. But the story had a plot twist after this video went viral, because allegedly this was an error, as you had a bunch of viral tweets saying, man who went viral for driving on a suspended license was actually a victim of a clerical error, and his suspension should have been lifted 2 years ago. Here he went on to the news station WXYZ and had this to say: with the type of ties that I have to the church and the community, it's very embarrassing. The article reads, his driver license was suspended in 2010 for unpaid child support, but a judge rescinded the suspension in January of 2022, the TV station said. However, the Michigan Secretary of State office never received a clearance from the Saginaw friend of the court, reported WXYZ, which tracked down the clerical error. This means that the lifting of the suspension never went into effect. In the video clip, Harris told Simpson that he was pulling into a parking lot at the doctor's office for an appointment. What was I thinking? I was thinking about getting my wife medical help, Harris told the news station. That's what I was thinking. Okay. But wait, he didn't give any indication that he was taking his wife to get medical help. I feel like that would be very important context to add into court here. It was definitely not making him look good whatsoever. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I got a suspended license. I don't care about all that. Always double check behind these workers because they will say that they will do something and they don't do it, he added. Harris said he spent 2 days in jail following the hearing after turning himself in. Kyla Crane, deputy legal detective for the Michigan Secretary of State, told the station that the process to get a driver's license reinstated can be a complicated process. Sometimes it is as simple as we at the Secretary of State's office did not get a clearance from the court that everything was done, but something happened in the wires, and we needed to talk to the court to get the clearance to clean up for the resident, Crane said. Okay, so that is interesting. So a bunch of news articles started essentially apologizing to the guy guy saying, oh, we misreported this. The first part of the story, that wasn't the full story, but it might have been, because there's yet another plot twist to this entire situation. Because the judge dragged him back into court, this time in person, so not over Zoom. This is what he had to say about that.
To get through this as quick as I possibly can. But I will tell you, first of all, with any reference to your client having had a license on that day, and some indication or misunderstanding as to whether or not he had a license. Let me make it very clear, based upon what the court looked at, he has never had a Michigan license, ever, and has never had a license in the other 49 states and commonwealths that form up this great union. He has never had a license. In point of fact, when they suspended his license, and what people don't understand, when they suspended his license in Saginaw, they don't suspend the license. They suspend the privilege to drive in this state. Hence, for example, if he had had a Kentucky license, he would be able to drive everywhere that Kentucky would allow him to drive. He just couldn't drive in Michigan because his privileges had been restricted. I know you know that, but that wasn't at all said. But it doesn't matter because he didn't have a license. Ever.
So he lied? He went from acting stupid to, oh, we owe him an apology, to how stupid can you be? This guy is literally stupid maxing. He shows up to court about a suspended driver's license driving, has the judge wait for him to park his own car. Then I guess just lies to everyone claiming there was an error and he did in fact have a license. Thinking the courts wouldn't investigate, but it gets so much worse.
That court and its friend of the court did nothing wrong. His license was his driving privileges, better stated, were unsuspended in 2022. That required Mr. Harris to do something. He didn't do it. Therefore, that friend of the court was under no obligation to send anything to the Secretary of State.
Oh, because he would actually have to go out and get his license.
But when there's a question as to what I did, I'm going to look at everything to make sure that what I did was all in order. There's then an indication from that because that wasn't sent, there was a direct attack on Michigan's Department of Secretary of State's office, saying that the Secretary of State was somehow at fault.
It's really not a good idea to lie and say the US government wronged you when you're actively in court against them. It's not like they wouldn't investigate. Like, this whole situation just doesn't make sense. I think this has to be the most laughably stupid thing I've covered in years. This is just pure comedic gold without even trying to be comedic gold.
The other part of this is this stop was in October. Most of the cases that we've heard just in this last afternoon are driving while license suspended cases. That's part of my Wednesday afternoon. We go through great pains to try to get people their licenses back, which is really how it should happen. Between October and because I don't live under a rock, I actually watch things. You look very nice on TV.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There was something that was said that was very disturbing to me. And I'm just going to let you know because I believe in being fair with everybody. The question was asked along the lines between October of 2023 and the point in time of the May 15th hearing, was there an attempt by Mr. Harris to correct his license? Here's the part that was disturbing for me, so that you know.
Okay.
Mr. Harris indicated that at some point he had been involved in some accident. And being involved into the accident, that he was basically bedridden or at least housebound, he could not get to the Secretary of State.
Okay, that would make sense at least. Or
That was set up.
it justifies him a little bit.
I'm going to presume, because my knowledge of defense counsel is, I know you don't misrepresent anything.
Right.
You never do.
Right.
That's not true.
Okay.
He purposely stated that he could not get to the Secretary of State, which, for the way we handle things in this court, would have placed him in a whole different category. We would have tried to find a way. Let's figure it out. And the reason I know that is because Mr. Harris, on December 28th of 2023, do you know where you were?
December 28th, 23.
23rd.
2023.
I know I was laid up from my
You
accident.
were at the Secretary of State's office. And you were at the Secretary of State's office because you redid and got your new Michigan ID. I have the date. That's the date you did it. December 28th, 2023. You did. And so that you also know, and in all fairness to counsel, because I don't know if counsel knows this or not, the way I know that he's never had a license is because May 3rd, 1990, he was 19 at the time. May 3rd, 1999, he applied for his first Michigan ID. Counsel knows, so I do. You cannot have both. You either have an ID or you have a license. One of the two. He has religiously every year gotten a new ID. And so he knows.
But never got a
that he doesn't
license.
have a license. And quite frankly, I just wish he would have said that at the beginning. And all of this hoopla could have been just put all aside. And we all go through the process as we do with all of the people coming here to try to get him his license back.
What an unexpected plot twist. How do we get so many plot twists in a story in just a few days? Like, come on, dude. If you're gonna be on the road, have a license. I get he's not like a massive danger to society out here, because this is like, what is this like? Is this a misdemeanor? It's a class 2 misdemeanor. Well, actually, Michigan. Okay, still a misdemeanor. But apparently he has a car and he's been driving for very many years, but never had a license. So I don't know why. I have done my driver's license in both Norway and in the US. It is a cakewalk getting a driver's license in the US in comparison to Norway. In Norway, it took me like 6 months to get my driver's license there and $3,000. Here in the US, it was like $30 and maybe 2 weeks. I'm not even sure. Just had to do the written exam, then prove to a driving instructor that I could actually drive the car. And boom, you got it. The US is very pro car. It's very easy to get your license here. So he doesn't really have too much of an excuse, especially if he's renewing his ID every single year. Getting your license is basically equally as easy as renewing your ID. So yeah, he doesn't have too much of an excuse. And then the fact that he just lies to the judge and lies to the media and paints this like fake story saying like, I was wronged here. Dude, you wronged yourself. And then you like double down on it. You tried to like lie yourself out of trouble, which apparently backfired. But hey, at least he's no terrible person, unlike this IRL streamer who filmed herself almost ending someone's life, laughed about it, and ran off. And that is just an absolutely insane story you can check out here. Also, drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.